A deadly fungal infection has begun spreading across the entire world. It all starts with a tiny mushroom that might seem harmless, but trust me, it can wipe out everything. At first, it sprouts spores, infecting plants, trees, even grass, and eventually animals and humans. With every passing minute, the fungal parasites evolve, becoming stronger and more dangerous, consuming everything in their path, until nothing is left of the world. Even though the government tried to stop the outbreak by turning the planet into frozen wasteland, it only made things worse. Now it's not just the infection killing us, but the brutal cold as well. Our goal is to survive 100 days in this world, and trust me, it's gonna take everything we've got. Okay, we spawned. Surviving even 10 minutes here is already an achievement. You see, we only have 5 minutes of immunity to the weather. After that, we'll start freezing to death. Shelter is priority number 1. Looks like the weather here doesn't spare anyone. I spawned next to some huge strange building. We'll explore it later, but for now I need a quick shelter while I freeze solid. The parasites already taking over the world? They're evolving so fast, they're attacking me right at spawn. This is not cool. And my weather resistance is almost gone. I crafted a wooden pickaxe and I got a small hideout. Built a furnace, tested logs to make charcoal, and prepared for a campfire. Then I grabbed an axe and rushed to get as much wood as possible, only to be attacked by a zombie and its little kid. The big one went down fast, but the little one, not so much. Dang, it dropped larvae too. Gross. Just chop wood. Just chop wood. Don't think about it. Okay, logs are in. Workbench taken. Blocking the entrance now. Oh, okay, we're safe. From charcoal I made torches, but I was already freezing to death. At the last second I managed to craft a campfire. That fire literally saved me. I warmed up with just 2.5 hearts left. Now any damage at all could end this run. One of the freaks dropped a brain and some kind of mutated fiber. I guess parasites are decomposing so fast that their bodies just fall apart into pieces. Hopefully this junk will be useful later. To keep busy, I made a stone pickaxe, expanded my shelter, and started mining. That's when I stumbled on something strange underground. Wait, cobblestone? Why is there cobblestone here? Well, looks safe enough, I guess. Looks like someone else didn't survive the cold. Inside the chest I found 4 iron ores. Smelted them, made a stone sword, and gathered string for a fishing rod. That rod might just save me. And for safety, let's add a fence gate at the entrance. Parasites can sometimes open doors, and I don't want to risk it. All the windows are boarded up, can't see a thing outside. And with this cold, there is no point living anyway. With iron smelted, I crafted a pickaxe. Planned to dig deeper for resources, but underground I was still freezing. Turns out even below, you can't stay too far from the fire. Man, what is that building out there? I'll need to heal up and get some real gear before checking it. For now, let's seal the base at night. No idea what might show up. And slowly expand the space, just to make things less cramped. Next, I dug toward the nearby river. Water meant survival, drinking, fishing, maybe even farming. Outside was suicide, parasites, and frostbite. So this was the only way. After some effort, I finally reached water. A small victory. Now all I needed was iron for a bucket. I went mining again, grabbed some gravel, then found coal. In survival like this, every resource is gold. Yes, iron! Let's go! Alright, run back before I freeze solid. Okay, we're still alive. After throwing the freshly mined iron into the furnace, I started staring out the building's windows. Nothing changed, everything was still the same. After smelting the ore, I made a bucket and flint and steel. Dug a pool to farm fish and restore health. Not sure how deep this should be, but deeper is safer. This tunnel feels sketchy. Let's seal it off. Okay, pool's ready. Hopefully it's big enough. I filled it using an infinite water source and got ready to fish. Now we wait. Patience is key. Waited for a really long time, and yeah, as you probably guessed, nothing bit. Looks like the pond needs to be bigger. Alright then, guess we're doing landscaping now. Come on, bite already. Oh, a fish, we actually got one. This strategy works. Awesome. Cook the fish, caught more, and finally restored my hunger bar. But health was still at 0. To heal I needed clean water, which meant bottles, which meant glass, which meant sand. I tunneled back toward the river for sand, keeping warm with flint and steel fires. Honestly, it was pretty much the only way to stay even a little warm. Finally dug some out, carefully without flooding myself, and smelted it into bottles. At last, something to drink. The water wasn't clean, so I got sick, but at least I didn't die of thirst. That was a progress. I need to build a barrier so no pufferfish ends me. Looks safe enough. Mostly. Fishing is good, but eventually we'll have to venture outside. Can't stay locked in forever. No way, pufferfish still got me. Okay, we need to heal up. There it is, floating around. Got it. After that scare, I managed to fully heal. Outside looks clear. Maybe I can risk getting more wood. Work fast before I freeze? Wait, oh no, run, please. How do I get into the entrance? Come on. Oh my god. I'm shaking. That thing almost ended me. And it poisoned me with some weird infection too. How are we supposed to survive with monsters like that out there? That encounter left me rattled. I knew survival would be tough, but I never imagined it would be this insane. And just so you know, the parasites don't stop. They keep evolving, they kill other mobs, spreading infection across the world. The more they consume, the faster they evolve, turning into stronger, more terrifying abominations each time. And we just have to outlast them. You feel like something's chasing you. Well, that's definitely not the kind of news I wanted to hear. Hopefully, whatever it is, doesn't come straight to me. Every second I survive here, I'm less sure I'll last more than a few days. This place is pure madness. Using fire from my flint and steel, I could keep digging without worrying about freezing. Honestly, it was the most reliable method I had at that point. While exploring, I stumbled upon a huge coal vein. Useful, but the real jackpot was seeing lava dripping from the ceiling. Lava in this world is priceless, an infinite heat source. Now I can use lava instead of flint and steel. This is insane. It might actually save us. And maybe if I spread lava while running, I can stay warm and keep moving. It could work, unless the parasites eat me first. Guess we'll find out. With lava, I mined without worrying about freezing. But when I finally stepped outside to grab some tree saplings, I realized a single lava source wasn't enough. It couldn't keep me warm during blizzard. I had to keep digging holes just to hide and warm up. That trip still gave me enough wood to craft a chest and stash all my resources I'd gathered. Well, guess it's back to fishing. There is no other way to restore health, so I'm stuck with it. Wait, what's that? Wasn't there supposed to be blocks here? Let's just seal that hole up. Don't even remember digging that out. Probably forgot. After a while, I fully healed and even placed some doors for extra safety. If I even had to run, they'd come in handy. I kept fishing to stockpile food. Everything was calm until it wasn't. What the hell is this now? Infected stone? No, 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 no. Seal it up quick. Smash the fungus. The infection's spreading through the cave already. Oh my god. I have no idea how to stop this virus. Just break the infected blocks. What else I can do? By day 3, the infection had spread into my base. To put it simply, the fungus that grew on my chest could, no joke, destroy the entire world. First, it spreads spores that infect blocks, trees, and caves. Then it targets players, turning them into mutant creatures that spread the plague further. And here, I was barely alive, watching this nightmare unfold on day 3. Day 4 was different. I rushed outside for wood, and that's when I figured it out. To get real worms from lava, I had to bury it a little. Only then would it hit me properly. That discovery gave me hope. Maybe I could travel, maybe I could craft worm armor and stop freezing to death. For once, I was actually excited. From here, I can get a better look at the building, and it looks like the fungus has taken over. Just look at those things swarming it. How the hell am I supposed to fight them? Nope, I'm heading back to safety. At least the infection stopped spreading once I broke that infected stone. Let's hope it stays that way. Soon I'll have to explore that building, but right now I'm not ready. No armor, no real weapons, and that has to change. I crafted a bunch of pickaxes and started tunneling for iron. Meanwhile, flying parasites appeared outside. Yeah, flying. At the moment, I realized sky bases weren't safe anymore. If you thought living above ground was safe, you were dead wrong. Wait, why is there a redstone torch here? That's creepy. Let's just mine somewhere else. Seriously, if anyone knows what was there, drop it in the comments. Eventually, I dug into a massive cave. Oh, I see iron and a couple creepers. Okay, nothing too crazy, I can deal with that. Wait, this one's smart. He won't even walk into the lava.
Nice.
And that zombie's carrying an axe. Alright, looks clear now. That cave was loaded with resources, especially iron, the one thing I desperately needed for armor. The infection's spreading into the cave now. Nope, I'm not going that way. Just focus on the iron, we need only it. It's way too quiet here, and that freaks me out. Better head back, I've got enough resources for now. The infection isn't spreading super fast, but we'll need to move base soon, definitely. After gathering enough resources, I made it back to base. Everything was just the same as I left it, and luckily the virus hadn't spread to my shelter while I was away. I crafted a shield and a full set of iron armor. At least now I could feel a little safer. Might as well craft some tools while I'm at it. Here's what I look like now. Honestly, I'm not even sure if iron armor will help against parasites, but let's hope for the best. Meanwhile, outside, the fungus was spreading fast. Soon, its spores would start swallowing the world. Technically, I could head straight for that strange building, but I think I should fish a bit first and stock up on food for the trip. Even the pufferfish is humiliating me. Forget the armor, it's useless against this thing. Day 6 is here. I've got enough food, so I think it's finally time to head out. Just run as fast as possible. Build, we need to get up there. I'm freezing already. Quick, pour lava down. Block it off. Come on. Ooh, I think I'm safer now. What are those sounds? Am I going insane? Let's sneak inside carefully. Why are there bars on the windows? I need warmth, please, just let me live. What kind of room is this? So many beds. I'm freezing next to lava. What? I'm down to 3.5 hearts. These chests, they're full of organs dropped from parasites. Oh man, this is insane. On the 6th day, I finally went inside the mysterious building, and right away things went downhill. A violent storm left me freezing indoors. I couldn't heal since I stupidly forgot to bring water. No way to quench my thirst. On top of that, I got madness effect, and I didn't even know why. Let me tell you, this has to be one of the hardest mod packs I've ever played. Let's try sleeping, maybe the madness will stop. Of course not. Alright, moving on. I just have to avoid parasites. Even the weakest one could kill me with a single hit. You heard it too, right? Better block off the staircase, just in case. What's this blooming mycelium? I don't really like it. This was the room I first entered from. Looks pretty calm here. And this chest? Oh, finally, something useful! That chest saved me. Inside was enchanted iron armor, a bow and a sword. I swapped out my gear right away, but the real treasure was the composite plates. Those would let me make a special crafting station later. And even more valuable, a gas mask. With it I could breathe spores without getting infected. That would buy me some time before death caught up. I'll have to figure something out later. Still, what worries me the most is the madness effect. I have no idea how to cure it, or even why it's happening. And now my inventory is full. All this loot needs storing somewhere, but I don't even have a safe base. I'll have to figure something out later. Deeper inside, I found a few more supplies, but I made a huge mistake. I forgot to bring lava and nearly froze to my death. My health dropped to 2 hearts, and at that point, almost anything could kill me. I ran outside and hid where I first sheltered from the cold. I dug down to move deeper underground, but every time I tried to descend, the wooden blocks caught fire, burning me further. First, I was down to 1.5 hearts, then just half a heart left. Honestly, I was this close to deleting the world, but something in me refused to give up. Another room, but it's crawling with infection. Parasites are everywhere. Outside looks clearer now, but there are still threats. Can't rush it. I'll use the bow to keep enemies at a distance. Oh, please! He's charging me! Let's take him down. Why is it so fast? These parasites have names. Looks like they were real players once. Now just hollowed bodies controlled by the virus. Alright, looks like there's no one else here. We gotta keep moving. There has to be some kind of room here, I'm sure of it. Oh! Bookshelves! And yes, there's a room here. Now the main thing, don't freeze. Just don't freeze, please. Oh, golden apples and a ton of food. This is my salvation. Literally my lifeline. Okay, we need to get out of here ASAP. Eventually, I stumbled into a room full of bookshelves and a chest with golden apples and food, exactly what I needed. With 1 golden apple, my regeneration kicked in, saving me from certain death. That's it, just run. No one sees me. I'm out of here. Safe, somehow. I've been on the verge of death more times than I can count. Finally, water. That feels incredible. But the madness won't stop. Turns out you can combine a bucket of milk with an alveolic sac to make milky sacs. Supposedly, it removes the madness effect. And yes, it actually works. But there is the problem. The madness only shows up near something called the hive mind. And trust me, you're not ready to hear what that really is. Even with the milk sacs, the madness kept returning. The infection causing it was still out there. To cure it once and for all, I'd need to defeat the hive mind itself. That thing can spin cocoons of biomass to protect itself, and if you kill its hive creatures, it might even summon one of 4 devastating bosses. Staying here was suicide. I packed the most valuable loot and ran. I kept moving in bursts, digging in, pouring lava, warming up, and then running again. Not ideal, but until I could find sheep and craft worm armor, it was the only way to survive. Between parasites and freezing, now I can't even walk properly. This is a torture. The frozen wasteland was merciless. Parasites, the cold, and endless snow dragging me down. There is even a tower there. What is going on? Warm up, just warm up. Okay. Not far ahead, I found a small camp. Tents, animals, food, but no survivors. They probably froze to death. Their tents were made of wool, exactly what I needed. Looking back, I realized I could have dismantled those tents to craft warm armor, but at that time I completely overlooked it. In one of tents inside the barrel, I found a book. It described the 112th day of some stranger in a very eerie way. He wrote about a trial of loyalty and how someone had noticed smoke rising from the camp. But the most disturbing part was this. The book claimed these people were already doomed, possibly even infected. So on top of freezing cold, they had also caught a fungal plague. On the second page it said they needed to be cleansed. Whatever that means, it sounds terrifying. In the second tent, inside a chest, I found cobwebs. After a while, I ran to another tent to search it. Alright, I'll turn the webs into string and craft wool blocks. Honestly, this is a great way to farm wool. So far, only 2 blocks. That means I'll need at least 6 more just for a chest plate. That's a lot, to be honest. From here, I can clearly see the structure I spotted earlier. Looks like that place is infected too. Oh, there's a mending book. That's great, but my inventory is stuffed already. I'll just take the cobwebs for now. Throughout the whole run, I'll be fighting parasites and battling the cold. Weather is manageable, but parasites... No idea how to deal with those yet. After looting both tents, I managed to craft 3 wool blocks. Not enough even for warm boots, so I had no choice but to head for the infected structure. Damn it! I keep falling through the snow! Whoa, tons of cobwebs here. Steel doors? Maybe that's the only thing strong enough to keep parasites out. The atmosphere here is awful, everything's infected. Right now I just need cobwebs. Warm armor is priority. Sword makes it easy enough to gather them. Wait, did you hear that? I think I crashed a spore. Hopefully I didn't just make things worse. After a few runs, I finally had enough wool to craft a chest plate. Back at the camp, I made my first piece of armor. With it, I could stay outside for longer. Still, I'd eventually start freezing, so boots would be the next goal. While farming string, I miscalculated and was left with only 3 hearts. No water again. I'll eat a golden apple, at least I'll recover a little health. Wait, what the hell is that? Whoa, I almost died! Now I need to get back to camp safely and craft those boots. Any stupid mistake and I'm done. Just run, just run. Alright, I'm back. Just one last step. Who's walking around here? Oh, just a pig. Okay, let's put these boots on. Now I shouldn't freeze, no matter how long I stay outside. And yes, it works perfectly. I can explore so much more efficiently now. And this snowy atmosphere is so strong. It feels cold even through the screen. I grabbed lava and went looking for water. Luckily, a river was nearby. It didn't take much effort to reach it. Finally, I can drink and heal. I can't even describe how hard it is to survive in this freezing, parasite-ridden world. Death can come from anywhere at any moment. And honestly, this isn't my first attempt recording this mod pack. After restoring my health, I pushed on. Another strange structure loomed in the distance, but I decided to leave it for later. The one I saw first had to be explored first. By the way, that tower is literally floating in the air. Must be a generation bug. There is meat still on the campfire. Might as well cook it. You can never have too much food here. Alright, time to investigate this building. Oh man. Okay, how do you even get inside? The whole thing is covered in fungus. This is insane. Mycelium and biomass everywhere. I hope the gas mask actually works. Okay. Apparently this biomass is edible. How safe could that possibly be? Deeper inside, I found an incubator and some strange device called a zooholic. The chests were stuffed with parasite organs, as usual. The only new thing was a scanner, but it didn't seem very useful. Supposedly, if you scan a parasite, it tells you how dangerous it is, but honestly, I can already figure that out in combat. I still don't truly understand these weird machines, but I'll take them anyway. Maybe they'll reveal something about the infection later. Oh, an achievement unlocked. Something about a radar. Looks like the Zahali can work as one, maybe for tracking parasites. Needs organs to power it. Brains, mutated hearts, innards. The incubator runs on biomass. I'll need to figure out what it does later. I hear monsters behind this door. Gotta be careful. Whoa, he set me on fire! Did you see that? Some of these parasites are way too smart. Not good. I don't think I'm ready for these fights yet. Better to find a base spot and build some kind of shelter. My inventory is packed and I've got nowhere to store it all. Also, this structure looks like some kind of charge. It's infected too. Maybe I'll check it out later. Oh, there's a small cave here. We could even draw water from it. I think this is the spot. We'll use it as our shelter. I decided to build my base near two glaciers. Honestly, it's the perfect spot. Parasites fear the cold, so living next to giant blocks of ice might just be the safest option. I crafted a workbench, made a chest, and dumped all the resources I'd collected. Next step was base security. My plan was to build a tall wall between the glaciers so parasites wouldn't get in. I mined some cobblestone, crafted a few axes, and headed into the forest. I needed a ton of wood. This would be the main material for the wall. Why are the zombies dropping larvae? Wait, I can eat them? Well, that's great, thanks. Oh, a zombie in a worm armor. I wonder if it'll drop. Yeah, thought though. Forget it, chopping trees is way more useful right now. Damn, parasites already reached this area. I need to wipe them out before they spread too much. It's getting dark. Better get some sleep. I think I lost the spot where I dumped my resources. Oh, I found it. Turns out I wasn't far at all. I definitely picked the perfect location for the base. If anyone attacks, I can just hop in the bot and escape in seconds. After some fun, it was time to get serious. As planned, I started working on the wall. I marked the boundaries, but quickly realized I was nowhere near having enough materials. Back to the forest to chop more trees. Once I had enough, I resumed construction, mixing in different blocks for strength and style, mostly oak logs and planks. To make it look even more detailed, I added fences and stairs, and even stripped some logs for color contrast. Honestly, it was turning out pretty great. Nearby, I set up a passage to the mine, where we'd later get the resources. After farming more cobblestone, it was time to place doors. Instead of ice, I'll use cobblestone. It'll hold better. For the doors, I'll use the reinforced ones I looted from the infected structure. I think only something this massive can hold parasites out. So this is what it looks like now. Pretty sturdy. Just need a few more details to make it look nicer. To open them easily, I'll need stone buttons. Let's smelt the cobblestone while I keep building the other wall. I spent the entire 12th day finishing the second wall. It was critical, parasites would have easily invaded otherwise. Adding some details, and done. Looks solid enough. By the time I was done, the cobblestone had smelted and I crafted the buttons. Now entering and exiting the base was effortless. For the first time I actually felt safe. From the outside the base looked huge, more than enough space. Day 13 I dedicated to clearing the area, breaking down ice blocks that were in the way. Still some snow hanging around. Need to clear it. There we go, much cleaner. Looks nicer and way more space too. Whoa, what is happening? What does endure mean? Honestly, I don't like this at all. Okay, I don't see anyone yet, but the danger feels close. Honestly, I'm scared. I didn't know where the threat would come from, so I scanned the entire area. Fear was eating me alive, but nothing happened after a long wait. Finally, I decided to act. I grabbed the radar we found earlier and loaded it with missing organs. This radar runs on biomass. Okay, it's on, and now I've got this madness effect. Great. Anomaly detected at coordinates -200, 323. That's really close, barely 100 blocks away. I don't even know what this means. Is this pointing in the same parasite hive mind? A boss? I went to the location, but found nothing. Most likely it was underground. Honestly, I wasn't ready to dig down and find out. My armor only protected me from cold, not parasites. I need a better plan. Let's check the radar again. Oh, now the anomaly moves somewhere else. I think it's right where we started our survival. The same area I had to flee when the infection spread completely. By day 14, the madness effect wore off. Seemed like it was triggered by the radar itself. So yeah, it works, but it hurts us too. I'll need to be extra cautious with it. Afterward, I patched up holes in the ice. If I ever need a quick escape by boat, I couldn't risk falling through. Alright, let's fire up the radar again. Wait, what? The anomaly found me? What the hell does it even mean? And the chat says prepare. Prepare for what? My death? What do we even do now? What happens now? All I can do is hope for the best. I sailed around to scout, but saw nothing unusual. I was starting to think the infection was hidden deep underground. With an ocean beneath my base, maybe it couldn't reach me. Hopefully. Meanwhile, right below me, the proto-hive mind was weaving a cocoon, preparing to protect itself. I had no clue that something this terrifying was happening right under my feet. Look at this monstrosity. I have no idea how we'll ever fight it. If you think we can just keep running, forget it. Sooner or later, it'll consume the entire world. That means we'll have to destroy every hive mind and the fungal infection once and for all. For now, my plan was to fortify the ravine I settled in. Step 1, get more cobblestone. Time to head back into the mine. Oh, wait. Please. Please. The thing was waiting for me at the mine entrance like it knew I was coming. When it died, it released the infection cloud. Parasites will spawn soon, so I better fall back. Already spotted at least 4 of them. I need to take them out before they multiply. They've seen me too. Let's fight them from behind the wall. It wasn't built for nothing. They can hurt me from here. Easy kills. Drop some kind of spinal segment. No clue what it's for. We'll figure that out later. Whoa, did you see that? One of them evolved right in front of my eyes. Finally, got it. That was way too close. And the scariest part, I started hearing monsters right inside my base. Then out of nowhere, a parasite drown lunged at me straight from the water. Yeah, we definitely need to reinforce everything here. Otherwise this will keep happening. Eventually I managed to reach the mines and started gathering materials to fortify the camp. But while digging, I once again felt the madness effect creeping in. Seems like a hive mind had settled nearby. By the morning of day 16, I finally made it out of the cave. I rushed back to my shelter and immediately got to work. I replaced the floor with cobblestones so parasites wouldn't be able to sneak in through the water anymore. On top of that, I set up a small tree farm right inside the base. This way I can harvest the wood without leaving the camp, making the place even safer. Then I moved on to working on the ravine. I built a log frame, and for the walls I decided on cobblestone, tough and parasite proof. Day 7 morning I walked outside and I was stunned. The raging winter storm had suddenly stopped, and for the first time the sun was shining. I had no idea why this happened or how long the peace would last. Just look at this winter landscape. The sun makes it feel almost peaceful out here. But sadly, the madness effect hasn't gone away. That's depressing. I'll have to figure out a way to deal with the virus and regain my sanity. What the hell is that thing? What is that? It just crawled out from underground and I was just standing there. Good thing I got my bow. I can deal with it easily. And of course, it dropped almost nothing useful. After that mess, I went back into the mines to gather more cobblestone for the ravine floor. By the morning of day 19, I returned to camp and began laying it down. But even after all that mining, I still didn't have enough cobblestone to finish. Looks like I'll have to make another trip later. And by the way, just look at this place at night. The atmosphere here is mesmerizing. The sky is covered with stars. On day 20, I fortified the floor even more. Now parasites can get in, no matter what. And strangely enough, the sun is still shining. Wait, do you see that? What is that massive fish-like parasite? Dang, where is it going? I hear ice cracking. This stinking break blocks? And it's moving toward my camp. No, I'm out of here. And judging by the tunnel, the monster is digging straight toward my base. That's right, the monster settled inside the ravine I had just built. And since it was so powerful, it could only mean one thing. This was one of the 4 bosses summoned by the Hive Mind. And it was unbelievably dangerous. Even out at sea, we couldn't escape the fungal infection. Turns out there are disasters out there that can destroy even blocks themselves. But I didn't give up. Since the parasite had taken over my base, there was no reason to return. So I set off on a long journey. Along the way, I stopped at the tower to grab some string for backup. If my warm armor breaks, that'll be essential. Nearby, I stumbled upon a graveyard. And right when I entered, the blizzard began again. Ever since the parasite drove me from my base, it felt like the world reset itself. While collecting string, I opened a coffin and was pleasantly surprised to find an enchanted golden apple. With that, I crafted 13 blocks of wool, enough to get me through for a while. I also found an abandoned building in a cemetery to spend the night in. The place was full of cobwebs and scattered skulls. Clearly, no one had been here in a very long time. Well, let's try to get some sleep. The loot in this tomb was nothing special, but at least I can dump all the junk here. More importantly, I crafted a wool chestplate and boots. From the parasite fibers, I made some strange stew, and from a mutated heart, I cooked up a literal kebab. By day 21, the sun came out again, and honestly, that scared me more than the storm. The last time that happened, a giant parasite fish attacked my base. With just a wooden sword in hand, I explored further. I raided the crypt for even more string and water supplies. The chest loot wasn't great, but still useful. In this world, even the most ordinary resources are priceless. Climbing to the top of the structure, I got a view of the land. In the distance, I spotted a tall mountain. That's where I'd head next. But before the journey, I explored another infected building. Half the chests were broken because of bad generation, but I still found some amazing loot, especially arrows perfect for fighting parasites from a safe distance. And the chat message popped up, incoming. What the hell is going on there? I ignored it and kept looting until I realized it had become pitch black outside. Back inside, I was suddenly pulled by a flying parasite, clearly intent on killing me. If I had been caught outside, I wouldn't have survived. I dug down deep to hide and finally got some sleep. And just so you understand, this flying bastard was camping right outside my door the whole time waiting for me. When I came out the next day though, it was gone. I just hope it's not lurking around waiting for me. Day 22 marked the climb up the mountain. And yeah, I'm still losing my mind. It feels too close to my old base. I need to get far away. On the way, I found a small iron vein, smelted it and made an iron pickaxe. From the other side of the mountain, I spotted some animals and a strange structure. I killed a few pigs for food, then kept going. Oh, I see cows. Perfect. I can craft leather boots and stop sinking into snow. Awesome, no more falling through the ice and freezing to death. Soon I reached a new biome filled with beautiful trees. At the same time, another blizzard rolled in. Perfect. Parasites avoid the cold. Time to explore. Even so, I still came across small packs of fungal monsters. I avoided them. My gear wasn't strong enough for that fight. Later, the sun came out again. Another strange anomaly I couldn't explain. But no matter what, my plan was clear. Put as much distance between me and the hive mind as possible. The ultimate goal remained: find or build a safe shelter. Eventually, I reached a village. One of the houses had a lit furnace, smoke rising from the chimney, a good sign that someone was still alive here. Getting closer, I noticed something bizarre. An abandoned nether portal had generated inside one of the houses. And then I saw him, a villager, warming himself by the fire. Turns out he was an armorer. And to my surprise, there were more villagers here, most of them jobless but alive. I don't get how they managed to survive. Maybe it's because they settled in the mountains. I'll need to look into this. After quenching my thirst, I stayed overnight in a random villager's house. At dawn, I left again. On the way, I stumbled across a small patch of farmland. I only took a handful of wheat seeds, leaving the rest for the villagers. Besides the wheat, I also gathered chest loot, especially sweet berries. Every little thing counts here. Soon after, I came across a snowy meadow where cows grazed. Nearby, there was a ruined wagon and 2 travelers who hadn't survived the cold. Their chest held a small stash of coal, which I took. And check this out, there's even a skeleton horse wandering around. Probably the same one that once carried those travelers. Later, I reached another tall mountain. In my eyes, the perfect place to climb up and scout the land ahead. It took a while, but just look at these views, absolutely breathtaking. From this height, I could even see the place I originally came from, despite traveling non-stop for ages. But with the hive mind still close behind, I had no choice but to keep moving. And if you ask me, the best route is probably that way. I walked for what felt like forever. The weather kept shifting, from calm to a storm that cut straight through my bones. Eventually, I reached a frozen lake and had as much water as I wanted. Even better, it opened up a new way to travel. After a while, I stumbled upon an abandoned boat wedged right into a glacier. Climbing aboard, I realized the structure was guarded by a massive tarantula. Once I took it down, I started exploring the wreck. Inside one of the chests, I found some decent loot, and in another, a treasure map. I didn't have time to deal with that yet, so the next morning I made a dramatic leap down and continued my journey. After a long trek, I finally reached land, or rather a dense crimson forest crawling with ghosts. Compared to the parasites, they weren't too threatening. Guess nobody likes them in this world. I wasn't about to sit idle, so I started cutting down parasites myself. Fewer of them means better chances for me. Hold up, something's definitely kicking off here. I swear, the skeleton... How is he doing that? How's he dodging like that? Oh, not gonna lie, that was rough. The rest of the day was fairly calm. I just kept pushing forward, trying to put as much distance as possible between me and the hive mind. But the forest wasn't nearly as friendly as it looked. Everywhere I turned, something was trying to kill me. Whoa, what the hell is that thing? I even came across some kind of crab. My arrows were bouncing right off its shell, so yeah, better keep away from those guys. Parasites kept showing up in larger groups. I couldn't shake the feeling that the hive mind was tracking me. Still, I clung to the hope of finding somewhere safer. After what felt like forever, I spotted an unusual glacier. There is smoke coming from it. Now that's interesting. Climbing to the top, I noticed an antenna. Looked like some sort of base. The entrance was surprisingly simple, just plain wooden planks. Alright, looks safe enough. Let's sneak inside. Judging by the layout, this is some kind of mine that goes all the way down to the bottom of the glacier. On the top floor, I found massive steel doors, one of them badly corroded. Okay, let's see if one of them will open. Oh, this is like a workshop. Kind of huge smelting room. Warm and cozy here at least. The chest had familiar supplies. I restocked arrows, and best of all, there was an anvil. Using it, I upgraded my bow to power 2. Huge relief, since that's my main weapon against the parasites. The smelteries themselves, definitely worth taking. I've got plans to build a biplane, and the engine requires parts crafted from them. So yeah, we are grabbing all of this. Wait, what is this? A staircase? It goes nowhere up top, but I'm not risking heading down just yet. After hauling out the smelteries, I opened another rusted door and discovered piles of coal. Entire stacks of it. I turned them into blocks, 25 at first, and after mining the rest, a total of 39. Sounds like overkill, but trust me, that plane is gonna guzzle fuel. The third room was the strangest. Tons of food in chests, and I even crafted a milk pouch. That'll be a lifesaver if madness takes hold again. One wall was covered in buttons, pressing them did nothing. And this section doesn't even have buttons at all. Oh, these are iron blocks. Free loot, I'll take it. There's ventilation here too. Probably leads somewhere. Sure enough, crawling through revealed a secret chamber. Hidden away, it held absurd amounts of food made from parasite parts. Sounds gross, but it's insanely nutritious. The real prize, though, was a generator that needed refueling, definitely worth taking along. The achievement, Local Ice Age, popped up. Pretty sure the generator ties directly into the glacier. Whoever ran this place was doing experiments with ice. On the next level down, I found abandoned rooms filled with ice blocks and tanks. Looked like these were the fuel for the generator. Crafting them was simple enough, just iron scraps and blue ice, so I made a stash for later. The following floor was the same, packed with tanks and ice. That weird staircase though still led nowhere, no clue why it was even built. By day 27, we had uncovered a key structure, one that might finally reveal the secrets of this world, and maybe even a way to fight the infection. The morning of day 28, I left the station, heading out at random, hoping to test the cryogenerator on an infected structure. And to my surprise, just a few hundred blocks away, I found the perfect target. Along the way, I picked up some copper. It'll come in handy for the plane. Gotta be extra careful here. Wait, another generator? And holy cow, a parasite in his suit. Please? No? Oh. Now let's see if this generator actually runs on ice. It's spitting out some kind of icy dust. And look, it's swapping out the fungal infection. This is huge. We finally have a way to push back against the virus. Maybe even fight the hive mind itself. On the second floor, I ran into a reconstructed mine. Needless to say, it had to go. The only downside, the generator doesn't affect parasites in masks or suits. Thankfully, they seem rare. Oh, what's that? Run, run! Oh, no, no. Is it chasing me? Please, please. Looks like I lost it. Escaping the grasshopper-like parasite, I wandered into a clearing with elk grazing. I tried to mount one to make my getaway, but it wasn't working. The beast refused to walk on ice. So I ditched it and went back to the trusty old boat. Oh, the jumper again. Did you see him? Since my wool chestplate was about to break, I gathered some wood and dug into a cave to craft a campfire just in case. On day 30, I stumbled upon a sunken ship. The first chest had nothing useful, but the second one was packed with leather armor. The best part, one chest plate had the enchantment thermal tuning, which keeps you from freezing. And the enchantment can even be transferred to diamond or netherite armor while keeping the effect. Honestly, that gave me real hope. I might finally stand a chance against the parasites. All I need now is to make a deal with the villagers for the right enchantments. Hey Rooster, don't you feel cold hanging out here? By day 31, I found myself at an abandoned graveyard. And opening the very first chest, I pulled out a totem of undying. Whoa, a totem just lying around in a chest like this? No way. And yeah, this is basically how I'm looking right now. Turns out almost every grave hid a tomb with resources. Each grave's got its own stash. In one of them I even found a golden apple. Most tombs were full of bones and cobwebs, but a few had valuable loot, like leather. After grabbing everything I could, I built a small underground shelter. Dug myself in, placed a campfire, crafting table and a bed. I even set up a chest to organize all my resources. From the leather, I crafted a flask. Finally, I could carry water. And I figured this is the perfect time to start building my plane. It'll take a lot of parts, but I already had the resources. First, I built the boiler and propeller. For the body, I needed plenty of wood. Done. Now just need to make the engine. To craft it, I needed pistons, which meant redstone. Digging through another grave, I found 6 redstone dust. I crafted pistons, then the engine, put it all together. And just like that, I had my own biplane. Now I could fly anywhere much faster, and since I plan to live in the mountains, this would save me from climbing every time. Before taking off, I decided to drink some water. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a tall tower. It stood out too much to ignore. Inside, I fought a restless ghost and destroyed its spawner. At the base of the tower, I found barrels with different crops, but only took wheat seeds. Inventory space was running low. On the second floor, it was quiet. Looking down, I spotted a lone parasite in the forest. The chest there was empty, but higher up I fought a group of mobs and finally pulled some emeralds from a chest. Perfect for trading. At the very top, I found another totem of undying. Guess I'll sleep right here tonight. The next morning, I checked the area and chose my route. On flat ground, I assembled my rust bucket plane, fueled it and climbed aboard. Come on, lift off already. Oh yes, we are airborne. We're wobbling a bit, but it's gaining altitude. It's super easy to control. Next goal, find a tall mountain and settle there. And just look at this first-person view. Incredible atmosphere. I flew for so long it turned to night, but eventually I found a perfect spot inside a mountain. Wait, how do you even land this thing? Oh! That wasn't soft landing actually. I dug into the mountain and spent the night there. It was a safe place. Parasites wouldn't reach me easily this high up. I started carving out rooms and set up storage barrels. Then suddenly... Whoa, do you see that thing? What's the chop freak doing there? Die. How did it even get here? Looks like parasites can survive in mountains too. Despite that, I kept building my base. Hopefully, the virus won't spread here. The rest of the day, I gathered wood and built doors for my hideout. On day 35, I expanded the base further, added extra rooms, and even another set of outer doors for safety. Then, I dug out a chamber to serve as living quarters. The next day, I focused on fixing up the entrance. But my water supply was running low. I had to go find some or risk serious trouble. Do you see those flying creatures over there? I need to get water. I filled my flask at a pond and flew back. Man, this junk barely climbs uphill. Gotta boost its power somehow. Back at home, I filled containers, quenched my thirst, and began digging a mine to reach diamonds. The stone I dug up was used to strengthen the base, columns, borders, making everything solid. And those flyers are still circling my hideout. I'll have to deal with them, probably parasites that evolved. Let's shoot one down. Oh, he spotted me. Please, no. Die already? How many arrows do you need? Oh, and he shoots back too. One hit could have ended me. And there's another one, but with different colors. Take this. Wait, why isn't he dying? No, no, please. Golden apple. Run. Run, please. He grabbed me. No, please, die. Oh, what the heck was that? That fight cost me a totem of undying and 2 enchanted apples, all for 1 parasite. Unreal. I went back home, shaken and not eager to leave again. At least I looted the membrane wing from those parasites. No clue what it's for yet, but it might come in handy. My gear is so weak, even the smallest parasites can wreck me. So I started mining seriously to craft stronger equipment. I smelted iron, made an iron pickaxe, and fortified the mountain platform for easier takeoff with my plane. Then I visited the graveyard. Look at that bone creeper blending into the snow. And there's the graveyard itself. The atmosphere here is downright creepy. In the tombs I found pumpkins, seeds, iron, even a golden carrot. Everything is useful, so we are grabbing it all. Why is the sky turning purple? It looks stunning, but I have no idea what it means. Under a tree, I discovered a jar packed with loot. After raiding the whole graveyard, I headed back, even running into coyotes on the way. At home, I stored everything and placed the jar as decoration. It looked great. The sky is still purple. I hope that is not a bad omen. By day 39, the sky cleared. I returned to mining, but out of nowhere, a baby zombie attacked me. Oh, please. Please, don't move. Die, you chud. Is it even normal that it just sat there hiding in the dark waiting for me? Deciding that exploring random caves wasn't exactly the best idea, I kept digging down in search of diamonds. But after a while, I stumbled onto something way more interesting. Oh, what are these blocks? I see cobwebs over there. I think I found some kind of dungeon, and I can hear weird noises echoing in the distance. Who the heck are these guys? They don't look very friendly. Before heading inside that creepy dungeon, I went back home to double check that the parasites couldn't just roll up and smash my base. Once I was sure, I crafted an iron sword. I was finally ready for this adventure. Back at the dungeon, I carved out an escape route, just in case things went south. Then I built a funnel where those things would come through, pulling them out one by one. This little guy dropped corruption. The first wave went pretty well, but when I tried to break their spawner... Bam! One hit and they popped my totem like it was nothing. Getting close to the snakes is suicide. Their damage is straight up busted. Eventually, I managed to smash the spawner. Time to properly loot this place. It's creepy down here. Oh, I see a chest. Oh, diamond pants? Perfect for parasite hunting. Moving deeper, I stumbled onto some bizarre contraption made of furnaces and copper pipes. No idea what it did, but the dungeon just kept stretching further down. Raiders are walking around over there. We better block this off somehow. Yeah, I don't feel like tanking their heads today. They look seriously deadly. I took out their spawner too. And once the last mob fell, I found myself at a branching network of tunnels. In one chamber, there were 2 tombs. One had weird iron ingots and emeralds, the other just trash. Then I reached some boarded up doors, and behind them I could hear more monsters. Oh hell no! What even are those? Gotta be super careful. Okay, I broke their spawner. Nice. And hey, there lies that skeleton creeper thing. Whoa. You sneaky child scared the crap out of me. So yeah, I kept grinding through this endless dungeon, killing mobs I'd never seen before, cracking tombs. Oh, enchanted golden apple. Don't mind if I do. But then things got weird. I started finding skulk blocks. Either this dungeon is glitched or I just hit the jackpot. Problem is, that meant one thing: any moment a warden could spawn. Not good. I chucked the golden apple, looted a sarcophagus with some ender pearls, and used them to bail out. Okay, I look safe here. Time to head home. Finally, sweet home. No parasites outside, peace and quiet. I dumped my loot in a barrel, crafted some fresh iron pickaxes, and went back into the mines to keep diamond hunting. What? No way! 20 diamonds from one vein! Have you ever seen that many diamonds in one vein? That's enough for a solid gear upgrade. Before leaving, I stole a few bookshelves to make an enchanting table. Then I sorted my loot back home and crashed. The next morning, I crafted a diamond pickaxe and set off to grab obsidian from the lava lake. But just as I grabbed a bucket of water, bam, the endure message appeared in chat again. I pushed on anyway. Parasites everywhere, and from the looks of it, their hive mind was close. This place was not safe. What the hell is that creature? Just mine the obsidian and get out. Whoa. Almost drowned in lava too. Come on, let's finish mining before it's too late. I got enough obsidian and flew back to base. Okay, disaster hasn't reached me yet, but I'm starting to lose my mind here. I have to start gathering resources and leave soon. Then I had to ditch my chestplate with thermal tuning. I started freezing, half my screen iced over. Luckily, apart from slowness, nothing major happened. After flying for ages, I found an abandoned radio tower, then a desert biome. Still freezing cold. I finally stopped at a random village, lit a campfire inside, and thawed out. Man, I really need a book with thermal tuning, or I'm screwed. I built a lectern and tried turning a villager into a librarian, but nope. The only villager around kept running away like he wanted nothing to do with books. Oh, and I met a parasite called a runner. Basically a lump of flesh sprinting around. Yeah, he's disgusting. So yeah, I had to wipe that thing out. One less proto-hive brain in the world. The village was basically dead, so I went looking for another. Luckily, the next one worked. Got a librarian and grinded traits until I pulled the exact enchant I needed. Yes, thermal tuning, baby! Bought 4 copies right away. Put one on diamond leggings. Crafted a chest plate. Set up the enchanting table. Turns out the enchant only works on chest plates. And my anvil broke. What the hell was that? I didn't understand a thing. So yeah, I had to farm iron, make a new anvil, and slap the enchant on my chest plate. Finally, no more freezing, even in diamond armor. That felt amazing. The next few days I just farmed wood, traded sticks to villagers, and stacked up emeralds. By day 49 I had almost a full stack, enough to buy plenty more enchants. Picked up mending for my armor, and efficiency 3 for my pickaxe. Perfect setup. By day 50 I was ready to start building the obsidian fortress. But mining that much obsidian, even with efficiency 3, it was a nightmare. What's that leech thing? Okay, we need to calm down. Okay. I just wanted to chill in the villager's hut, and now I'm in a horror movie. And about obsidian, I need 9 full stacks before I can even begin building. Yeah, that's gonna take forever. So back to mining. Wait, footsteps? No, 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 please. What is that? Run, run. No, please. Did you guys see the chupacabra chasing me? Even just finding lava lakes was brutal in this frozen apocalypse. This one lake took me 3 days to clear out, and I'm still nowhere close. Absolute madness. Sorry, little crabs. Thanks to mending, I had to farm mobs for XP to repair my pick. You see that? The parasites can throw invisibility potions on themselves now. Yeah, nope, I'm out of here. Not fighting invisible parasites today. Who are you supposed to be? Nice helmet, bro. Oh, and there is a ruined portal up ahead. Gotta check it out. Obsidian is priority number 1. And wow, look at this biome. It's so gorgeous. Honestly, I wandered so long searching for lava, I looped back to that iceberg station I looted ages ago. What's this hut doing there? There's hay inside, a zombie horse, and the zombie clown? He dropped some weird potion, and no, we're definitely not drinking that. But hey, there is even an ice cream in this chest. I also stumbled upon a desert outpost where some valuable loot could have been hidden, but the parasites swarming below didn't exactly make me feel welcome. That parasite's got a tentacle sticking right out of his head. That looks seriously disturbing. Let's just fly out of here and look for new lava lakes. This place is way too unsafe. On the way, I ran into a massive infected hospital. Judging by the looks of it, people once tried to cure the rising virus here. But exploring it now would be suicide, so I kept flying deeper into the unknown. Day 61 already, and I'm still mining obsidian. I just need 1 more stack and I can finally build a base. Later that night, I came across another lava lake. I skipped through the darkness and got straight to work. Finally, I've mined a whole row of obsidian. That should be enough for the strongest possible base. The amount of time I wasted researching and mining obsidian is insane. I don't even want to remember it. I found a good spot, marked out a 10 by 10 square, and laid the foundation. For the walls, I built them in a way that left a hollow center, perfect for shooting enemies from cover. And of course, I covered the entire ceiling with obsidian, since flying parasites can attack from anywhere. In the center, I added extra protection, a safe zone where I could stand and shoot arrows. Then, 2 blocks away from the base, I built the first defensive ring, and above it, the second. This layered defense should hold off disasters like the giant fish that once destroyed my first shelter. Oh, it's a flying parasite. But look at this, the base works perfectly. To light things up, I placed torches around the perimeter. Then I dug down in the center and built a hidden obsidian bunker. I filled it with cobblestone, broke it out from the inside, and ended up with a full underground living space. A ladder would serve as my way in and out. Inside, I placed chests for loot storage and added trapdoors so I wouldn't fall through. I set down a bed, finally a safe spot to sleep without worrying about death. I even poured water inside, so I'd never run out of drinking supplies. Man, I can't believe I finally have a home. After all the suffering and grinding, I don't even know how I didn't lose my mind. But now I feel safe, and that feeling is priceless. I narrowed the wall openings, but still left enough space to snipe parasites with a bow. My main entrance would be through the roof, reinforced with obsidian and locked with a door. Just perfect. Now I could come and go freely, though for maximum safety, I'd seal the entrance with an obsidian block each time. A little inconvenient, but worth it. I decided to name this base Mars, since its layered defense rings look like a fortress protecting a core. There's plenty of room for defense, and if a huge parasite horde ever attacks, I'll place cryogenerators in every corner to deal bonus damage. Below, the bunker turned into a cozy hub, storage, water, and everything I needed to survive. By day 64, all the struggles had finally paid off. This mod pack is brutal. The next day, I went searching for wood. Along the way, I ran into a new kind of parasite throwing bombs. I even tried fighting it midair, but hitting it was impossible. So I landed and fought on the ground. Oh, please? That thing is spamming bombs. This is not a fair fight. Got it down with some help from an Enderman. I reached a dense forest and started chopping trees. After gathering 4 stacks, I looked for a village to trade sticks for emeralds, and then buy enchantments for my bow. When I finally found a village, I dove into the grind, farming emeralds, then rerolling librarians over and over. Yes, finally got mending! By day 67... Are you 6 or 7? While I was waiting for my new librarian to grow up, the storm outside suddenly stopped. The ringing wind finally faded. I felt both relieved and uneasy, because clear weather here usually means something much worse is coming. My theory: the hive mind only clears the skies when it's about to summon a catastrophe. I bought several infinity books for my bow, then flew back home to check on my base. Look at these views. The landscape is beautiful. The winter atmosphere feels so calming. Alright, I'm approaching the Mars. And I didn't see any parasites nearby. It's so calm out here. Too calm. Honestly, it scares me. If the storm has ended, that means the proto-mind is preparing another disaster. Just look at that sunset. So breathtaking. Back at the bunker, I placed an anvil and added mending to my bow. I tried combining it with infinity too, but turns out you can't have both. Man, nights here are so dark, I can barely see a thing. Honestly, not knowing when or where giant parasites will show up is terrifying. To keep myself busy, I went scouting around the base. First thing I found was a herd of animals. More food, always useful. Then I looted an abandoned portal for extra obsidian, just in case. Later I spotted a tall, strange-looking tower. As I got close, another snowstorm hit. Alright, let's dig down and check this place. What the... It gave me mining fatigue. Well, now I can't even dig. Forget this place, let's get out. Not everything was a waste though. I found another graveyard and collected cobwebs and string. Perfect for crafting a ton of bows for parasite defense. By evening I returned home, crafted multiple bows, and enchanted one with infinity. Always good to have backup ranged weapons. The next morning I reinforced the entrance to Mars with even more obsidian. Great, another storm just ended, which means... yep, giant disasters are on their way. To craft more cryogenerators, I needed iron. I already had composite plates, so I only had to mine some ore. As I planned my approach, another blizzard started up. The constant climate shifts were starting to drive me crazy. Something big was coming. What the hell is going on with this weather? The storm ended again. No time to waste. I dug a mine nearby to get some iron. Did you hear that? Sounds like something's dying underwater. Are parasites trying to dig their way to us? Man, look at this view. The winter sunset. It's so beautiful. After smelting the iron, I crafted 3 more cryogenerators. That would be plenty for solid defense. Day 70 began with sand mining. I smelted it into glass and finally crafted a water filter. After a little remodeling in the bunker, I tossed my flask inside and got crystal clear, parasite-free water. No more thirst debuff. Amazing. Meanwhile, it's oddly quiet outside, not even a single tiny parasite around. The silence is both comforting and unnerving. But while the land around Mars seemed calm, something massive was awakening deep underground. I had no clue about it yet, so the next day I casually went mining. Eventually, I dug into a mysterious cave. Guys, this whole cave is infected. When did the virus even start spreading here? And just so you know, this place is right next to my base. I have to do something about it. Most likely, deep inside this cave, there is some kind of fungus spreading the infection. I need to find it and destroy it. Alright, I've got a generator with me. Oh, run! Oh, run, please! Thank God that fat child got stuck in the blocks. I nearly had a heart attack. As you can see, the ice generator really does damage to the parasites. This is definitely the key weapon against them. That's one down. Right at the entrance, there are terrifying parasites that have already evolved. Let's place a generator right here and see what happens. And as you can see, its range is huge. It even reaches parasites further away. That's incredible news. Once I got braver, I started pushing deeper into the infection. Oh no, please, run! Shield! Shield! Someone else is chasing me. Just run. Man, I really need to be more careful, and this is insane. Okay, got it. How many parasites even down there? This is insane. There are the mushrooms. I need to destroy them immediately. Just place the generator and step back, just in case. Clown? Seriously? Now is not the time. The generator is doing a great job killing the infection, but let's help out with a bow. One down, two, and three. We actually cleared out first infected cave. But even after destroying the mound of flesh, the virus was still lurking deeper in the cave. I couldn't just leave, so I kept pushing on. Wait, please. What is that? Pluck it off, please. It's not even a parasite. This is some dumb beast. Alright, looks like there's just one less infected zone. Then the whole cave will be clean. Imagine my shock when I went deeper and found even more infection spreading down there. And from the looks of it, there were at least a few more flesh mounds spreading it all around. I had no choice but to keep cleansing every single zone, saving myself and the world from this plague. Other mobs kept interfering too, making everything even worse. This is insane. What the hell is going on here? I don't even know if I can handle this many parasites, but I can't just leave like that. If I don't fight the virus, it'll consume the entire world. When I descended into the darkness, the last thing I expected was a giant chupacabra chasing me down. Oh, so you don't even take arrow damage? You're actually a pretty badass chupacabra. While trying to purge the cave, I realized the parasites were growing stronger. One generator wasn't enough anymore. I needed to head back home for reinforcements. Let's head back for more generators. But as I was leaving the cave, I heard ice cracking right in front of me. That sound came from a parasite with a claw, one that could actually break blocks. Worst of all, it was right next to my base. I decided to play it smart and sneak around it. Luckily, it didn't notice me, and I managed to slip back into my bunker. The next morning, I went outside to check on it. As soon as it saw me, it attacked, but my obsidian defenses held strong. Thankfully, that monster can't break obsidian. Cobblestone, though, like butter. That's why a fully obsidian base is the only safe option. This thing even heals itself after taking damage. Not anymore. It's dead. It dropped a bunch of parasites' organs. But where did that thing even come from? I don't understand. As far as I know, parasite organs can be crafted into weapons and armor. For that, I needed a special crafting table. Combining the resources like this gave me a surgical bench. And here's what it looks like. Opening its menu, I saw a ton of unique recipes using parasite organs. Weapons, armor, tools, each with special properties to help fight the infection. My first goal, a corrupted saber. I needed claws, fibers, a living core, and a fleshy bone. From earlier fragments, I crafted the claws, then combined special items to form the living core. For the handle, I needed regular bones too, so I looted them from a graveyard. Back home, I built the handle, then prepped a hardener and purifier. With all components ready, I forged the corrupted saber. Stronger damage, longer reach. Just look at this beast in my hands. It's unreal. The saber looks amazing. And right in the center sits the living core. The coolest part? Right-clicking makes it dash forward, letting me escape or chase enemies faster. With its extended reach, I can even hit mobs from the safety windows of my base. To repair parasite-based weapons, I needed an incubator, usually found in infected structures. So I set off to find one. Within minutes, I stumbled upon a hospital completely overrun with fungal infection. I tested the saber on the locals. Oh, one crit and it's a one-shot kill. The place looks hostile as well. Let's set up a generator here. I started from the roof. It was covered in mycelium too, so I planted another generator there. Look how fast the infection fades away. This generator is godsend. There is even a hole in the roof. Guess that's our way in. But first, let's clean up this side. Oh, damn. Did you just bite me? I've got poison too now. What is this nonsense? Don't touch blocks with green beans inside. Don't make my mistake. Alright, let's head inside. I'm in some kind of shower room now. The atmosphere here is creepy as hell. Here come the parasite scientists. But my saber just wrecks them. Oh, and there's the incubator, with the radar too. We're taking all of this loot. The radar will help us track anomalies. Man, this place is terrifying. This used to be an elevator shaft. The whole hallway ahead is crawling with parasites. Better wall it up. Wait, who's growling in my ear? Nearby, I found a ward with a chest full of parasite parts. Oh, there is a ton of them here. The worst part is the hospital is absolutely swarming with parasites. They're everywhere. Whoa, did you see that? There was a spawner. That's why there are so many of them. And this room, some weird machine. I don't understand. Looting the top floors, I pushed lower. Stronger parasites appeared, danger rising every second. The chests were full of organs, which I could later use for more crafts. And since things were getting risky, I set out another generator. Better wall this place off too. Oh, please let me leave, please. I was ambushed and knocked into a pit of parasites, nearly dying on the spot. Barely, with a desperate dash, I blocked myself in. If I died here, I swear I would just delete Minecraft forever. After healing up, I pressed on. Whoa, that's a lot of food. Let's eat the golden apple right away. Some of these parasites even have names. Looks like they used to be players. Barely surviving the night, I kept cleansing the hospital, slowly but surely. On day 81, my saber's durability was almost gone. To avoid breaking it, I went back to the roof, gathered biomass, converted it, and loaded it into the incubator along with my saber. Oh, its durability is fully restored. The incubator is absolutely essential. What the hell is that giant fly? I made it to the first floor, and there's a centaur roaming around outside. Not much else to do here, so let's head back home. Back at my base, everything was intact. No parasites in sight. First thing I did was sort all the loot. And wow, just look at this haul. We even got a radar to locate anomalies. Alright, let's check this out. It's detecting an anomaly at almost 00 coordinates. And I'm at 10,000, just so you know. I set up the incubator above the surgical bench. It fit perfectly. Next, I checked recipes using parasite organs. Time to aim for the strongest armor in the game. Problem, it needed spinal segments, and I barely had any. So the next day, I went hunting. That's when I saw that cursed message again in chat. Endure. I immediately ran back, set up the radar, and it pointed me straight to an anomaly just 100 blocks away. I had to destroy it. Digging down at the coordinates, I broke into a massive cave, immediately taking a hit from a parasite sniper. But I pressed on, reached the spot, and planted the generator. Slowly, it started killing the collective mind, the massive abomination responsible for summoning parasite titans. When it finally died, it dropped piles of organs, including the spinal segment I needed for armor. There were also chunks of brain left behind. I have no clue what they're for, but I gathered some just in case. Later, in another cave, I discovered a reconstructed mind. Good thing I noticed it in time, otherwise it might have been too late. But the most terrifying part, the madness effect didn't disappear after killing the collective mind, which meant there were others nearby. And I was right, not far away I found another proto-mind. Okay, there's the second beast down. Let's grab the brain leftovers. Deeper in the cave, I found a mound of flesh, the very thing spreading the infection and spawning those hive minds. Well, I hope that's the end of it. Maybe we'll finally be safe. Dang, they're just some oversized witch. And there it is, the hive mind, right in front of us. Yes, down it goes. With the third one destroyed, I finally made it back to the surface. At home, I crafted a parasite-reinforced chest plate and boots. I didn't have enough resources for the rest, so I set off on a quick run. I stumbled across another infected structure full of loot. The most interesting find was water tanks, tons of storage space. And most importantly, I managed to slaughter a bunch of parasites and get the missing resources. On day 86, I returned home and crafted parasite leggings. Now, I only needed a helmet to complete the set. Just to be sure, I fired up the anomaly radar. Wait, anomaly has found you! What a heli? I already killed like 3 hive minds. Where are those coming from? Realizing I missed something, I went back underground. I didn't find another hive mind, but I did stumble across a giant fungus that could summon a proto-hive. Yeah, that had to go too. Whoa, what is that? Oh, it throws poison potions. And something insane is running around back there too. This thing won't let me destroy the fungus. It just keeps spamming potions. Die already, fat fungus. That cave was crawling with parasites, but I managed to farm a bunch of useful parts for new armor. Back at the bunker on day 88, the madness effects still wouldn't fade. So I came up with an idea. Instead of killing the hive mind, I'd wait until it summoned a massive parasite boss. That way I could test whether my base could withstand it. While waiting, I got started on crafting the ultimate armor set. After hours of work, I managed to finish a chest plate, better than netherite itself. Meanwhile, the anomaly is still raging. This means soon a true disaster will spawn. I waited, the storm rumbled on. Then, on day 91, right as I was filming a time-lapse of my base, a huge explosion hit. Just look at this freak. What is this thing? It's got some kind of tail on its butt, and it shoots! Yeah, and it's definitely spotted me. Quick, set up the generators. Please let the base hold. Yes, obsidian is unbreakable for this thing. He can't touch us at all. Oh, he's dead. That was easier than I thought. He dropped a bunch of biomass blocks. We should clear those up. The parasite sparse everywhere. This is basically free loot. But before I could even relax, a second boss attacked. Using pearls, I barely teleported back to my base and saved myself. And, well, you know how that ended. Second boss down. Way too easy. By day 92, I knew my base could survive even the strongest parasites. That meant it was time to finally hunt down the last hive mind. I dug right into its lair and finished it off with my own blade. That day will always stay with me. I was wiping out flesh mounds everywhere, even underwater. Eventually, I found the proto-hive itself. I killed it, then destroyed the mound, wiping out the infection for good. Oh man, this cave is covered in mushrooms. Look at this mess. Later, I found an entire cluster of flesh mounds, more than 10 of them. They had to be the source of all the hive minds. Once I destroyed them, the infection was finally defeated. Back home, I sorted through the massive pile of parasite organs I'd collected. Out of all that, I crafted the strongest armor set possible, leggings, boots, and finally the helmet. Now I had the best gear in the game. To make it even better, I headed to a villager town and bought the thermal tuning enchant. I slapped it on my new chest plate, completing the set. The full armor equipped. The full set gives me the symbiosis effect, boosting my stats and max health. Man, just look how insane I look now. And the coolest part is I can literally climb walls. Just hold shift against the wall and I can scale straight up. Absolutely broken ability. The next day I bought more enchants from the librarian, until the entire set had protection 3. With this equipment, no parasite in the world could touch me. Finally, it was time for the last journey, to end this virus once and for all. After a day of searching, I found the lab, the birthplace of the infection. I placed down a generator and began cleansing the fungal infection. In the basement, I found rooms filled with mycelium. Then, deeper still, I uncovered hidden chambers used for experiments on skull blocks, nether materials, and fungi. Something had gone wrong here. That's how the virus had created and spread across the world. After 100 days, I finally knew the truth. We accomplished everything we set out for. Fought back the parasites, destroyed hive minds, and forged the best armor in the game. And most importantly, we wiped the virus out at its source. This survival has come to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe. It took an insane amount of effort and time to make this video. And I'll see you next time.